and thoroughly deserved it was too. It's one of the best innings I've seen in a long time. Wonderful performance from a very, very good young player. 205 out of that total of 388 for 3, with 10 more runs added to the close of play, with MUNTON in as the night watchman, and a good sensible move there. Javed Miandad is 59 not out and looking very, very menacing indeed. The bowling figures for England, well, you can bet your life nothing's going to look too good on that list. Malcolm 1 for 72, Lewis 2 for 60, came back at the end. I couldn't quite work out why he only bowled 14 overs during the day. Munton none for 90, making his test match debut, a difficult day for him. Salisbury none for 117, some very odd field placings out there for him during the day. And Graham Gooch bowled very well. He didn't just turn in the most impressive figures, even though there's not a wicket against his name, but he bowled with his head, and 13 overs, 1 maiden, no wicket for 30. Might just have shown some of the other bowlers the value of line and length, and Hick 3 overs for 17. So after one day, 388 for 3, Lewis 2 for 60, Amir Sohail 205, and that puts him into a select list of cricketers, Pakistan players, to have played the highest test innings in England. The third day's play of the third test match at Old Trafford. Welcome also to MNet Supersport in South Africa, and this is really only the second day. The second day itself was washed out completely. This is the way with the third ball at the second over. No runs have been added to the overnight score, and Devon Malcolm is the bowler, coming into Javed Miandad.
Well, that's four. It's interesting because Chris Lewis was in the gully, but very square. And Gower was square cover, so it must have gone to the narrowest of gaps.
Yes, so even though the outfield was underwater yesterday, still playing pretty quickly.
That's short and that's high. It was a mishook by Javed, but safe.
A genuine bouncer. And Javed was fetching that a long way from outside off stump. It hit slightly high on the bat, but fortunately for him it went square. Just gone a little finer than could well have been caught by a fine leg.
And for the first time, Moin Khan takes a strike against Devon Malcolm. Oh, he mishooked that. Probably the right ball, but I don't think he actually looked at it for long. And the short square leg had come in as well to pester him.
Yes, this wasn't a real genuine bouncer like the one bowled at Miandad. It was banged in short of a length, getting about chest high. Didn't really get in a good position to play that shot.
Great shot. First runs of the day from Moin Khan, and couldn't be better ones. Seems rather a sad comment that you have your opening bowler with almost a new ball in his hand, bowling to a night watchman, and has to fall back on that 2 men on the deep square leg boundary trap idea. But what happens then, you make a farce of it. And so you bowl it over the batsman's head, over the keeper's head, and off for 4.
Completely wasted delivery, banged in very, very short, only about 3 yards from his own feet. I don't think Tony Gregg could have reached that, let alone Jack Russell.
Taken on Munton's arm this time, and that is excellent running between the wickets. Didn't bother looking as he turned. And there he goes. Last over. You had Javed Miandad fending the ball outside off stump. He's tried him again, and the Pakistan captain has just smashed him away past point. Morning, Jeff Boycott.
Morning, everybody. I think this is symptomatic of England's bowling this morning. Too short for me. I know it's a bouncy pitch, a bit of pace in it. It tends to encourage the bowlers to want to knock the ball in short, see it going past the batsman's head. But I really do think they've got to pitch it up more.
one light on there. There's the row of lights which indicate when the light is worsening on the ground. And he's got it. Just 12 short of his century, and Tim Munton takes his first Test match wicket. Graham Hicks' very safe pair of hands has done the trick, and that is very, very welcome for England. A lot of runs for Pakistan, 428, but the fourth wicket now is down.
Yes, and he's looked so much in control as Javed Miandad, composed, playing his shots, making his singles and twos wherever he wanted. And it comes as just a touch of a surprise. But the ball was good, it's the length, it's the line, it's really right in the corridor, just outside off stump. Just holds its line, doesn't really do very much. A bit of patience by Tim Munton. Again, you see, just drawing the batsman forward, getting him in two minds as whether to carry on playing forward. Decides to come back. And in that split second of changing his mind, Javed Miandad got out.
Good delivery. The one that got Javed Miandad mightn't have done a great deal, but that one did.
Well, this will certainly have opened the eyes of the new batsman like a leg break on this pitch. Didn't do a lot as it went past the batsman, just enough it left him, but then once it got past the wicket, it really carried on going towards first slip. It shows what a wicket can do for a bowler. The confidence comes, and then suddenly the ball zips out of the hand and creates problems for the new batsman, Salim Malik.
Well, it's New Munton. We know he would have been nervous on the first day. It was a very good batting pitch. Looks as though the pitch may have sweated a bit under the covers. And Munton has got the movement off the seam working to perfection.
In fact, we've now got a change of bowling and Devon Malcolm coming back. That's out. Well bowled by Malcolm. And finally, night watchman Moin Khan goes. Caught by David Gower. And an intelligent piece of bowling from Devon Malcolm. Wasn't a bouncer as such, but dug it in and tempted the hook. Fourth stroke it was. And the second wicket of the morning for England. The ball's dug in. It's not a bouncer as such. Now, just watch David Gower here. Plenty of time to take it really close to the chest, but in the end, out there. So, whether you've played one test or 115 of them, nothing ever comes too easily. Whatever he looks like now. You ever dropped one of those, Chef?
And Inzamam ul Haq coming in now with the scoreboard reading 432 for 5.
Expansive shot there from Salim Malik, and the first real bit of width and fullness of length has been given by Munton. Munton had only conceded 2 runs in his first 4 overs.
And instead they were sort of trying to come in charging and bowl short and fast and wide. And here Salim Malik, well, we all know how good a batsman he is, and this time with the ball over-pitched, going straight through and well composed, playing that shot and picking up 4 more runs for Pakistan. 450 coming up for Pakistan.
After doing so much good work this morning, starting to sprawl it a little bit. First a half volley and then trying to compensate, overdoing it. He knows it.
Yes, and I think that goes to lack of experience, really, because Salim Malik is a very good batsman, there's no doubt about it. And after bowling one bad ball, you cannot go and sort of give him another one, and especially the field that he has got and the way he has been bowling. He has beaten him quite a few times this morning, and then to present it with 2 bad balls to a batsman of his class is obviously asking for trouble.
Well, it was nicely timed, but you would have thought the bowler would have got something on that.
That's right. I mean, the bowler should have tried to stop it, but at the same time, look at the composure of this young batsman.
A couple there for Inzamam. Where it is up here at Old Trafford today. Beautiful stroke. Hasn't really got it going so far today into Ramul Haq, but that was a lovely shot.
Devon Malcolm trying the full length delivery after the bouncer, but Inzamam was up to that. Lovely shot, foot forward, perfectly positioned, and that's just about a perfect finish to a shot there. Left elbow nice and high, no falling over or anything, perfect position.
That's exactly what you would expect to be the stroke played to a half-pace loosener. First ball of a new spell from Lewis. Just rolled his arm over, only just.
Yes, I think Salim Malik was almost on his front foot before he bowled there. Ready to take advantage of anything a little bit loose. Not easy for a bowler to come back. You've been stood around for half an hour in this cold wind. Stiffen up. It takes a couple of days to get loose. Salim Malik taking full advantage of that loosener.
To the naked eye, it looked as though that was one of the more difficult chances one would see at any level of cricket. It's back a fair way, Michael Atherton.
Yes, it bounced a little bit higher. Couldn't quite keep it down. He couldn't really put that down as a chance. He was full stretch to his left. Cold day, the ball going very quickly. Well, it'd have been a marvellous effort if he'd caught that.
Salim Malik going for the hook and getting it. I think Chris Lewis has really settled into this test match yet, Geoffrey. He's a sort of cricketer who's essentially a confidence cricketer, and things need to go for him, don't they?
Well, I won't disagree with that, but I'm afraid that if he's going to be a really top test match cricketer, he's going to have to perform on days when he doesn't feel too well or his rhythm's not too good.
Oh, he's bowled him. Bowled him. And Graham Gooch really he's deserved something because he's bowled well in this match. His only regret is that there's been a necessity for him to bowl. But that's the end of Salim Malik. And a ball nipping back, may have been off the bat, but whatever, it was lateral movement, and that'll certainly encourage the Pakistan dressing room. 6th wicket to fall, 492 for 6.
Well, yes, he has deserved that, Graham Gooch, and he's paid the penalty of Salim Malik, trying to be a little clever, getting on the front foot, trying to run it down to third man, and the ball nipping back a bit. He wasn't getting on that front foot, then he opens the face, tries to run it away, and it's come back and hit the top of off stump, off the middle.
Devon Malcolm. Beautifully bowled.
Well, that was certainly the area we've been talking about bowling. Just outside off stump, and that really cut away from the batsman. And I'm sure that the Pakistan captain, Javed Miandad, will be watching that with interest.
That might be out, and is Graham Gooch. Devon Malcolm, it's been a real mixture of an over, but he's run in pretty well in this spell. He's bowled in lively fashion, and Inzamam, looking to get on with it, in fact has got out, and a nice catch from Gooch.
Yes, I said many times, a quick bowler's got to have 2 out of 3 things. He's got pace, he's got length, and he's got direction. And if Devon Malcolm can get pace and direction, then you can get away with it. And on that occasion, he got that. Slightly short. Inzamam going for the drive off the back foot. Didn't quite get across to it. Shoulder of the bat, straightforward catch to Gooch, but he'll be relieved to catch that because he's dropped quite a few lately, Graham Gooch, at slip. So he'll be very relieved to hang on to that. Nothing like catching 1 or 2 to give you some confidence. It's very, very difficult to assess.
Brilliant by Russell, absolutely brilliant. And he's another one who's had a mixed day, but made no mistake there. And Gooch gets another wicket, and Pakistan 497 for 8. And the 2 batsmen who did so much to win that last Test match, WASIM AKRAM and Waqi Yunis, a partnership of nothing this time. WASIM goes.
Yes, now you see the advantage of someone like Russell standing up to Gooch, which I think they should do all the time. Stands back many times, but I think it always puts a lot of pressure on the batsman. You get the half volley down the leg side for the stumping. There you just see that little bit of a drag look, and he's gone. A good stumping, but it was a straightforward one. The ball was outside off stump, good length, it sees all the way, straight into his hand, stump high, and whilst it was good stumping, it was one you would expect him to take.
Chance. Well, this is one of the problems with a wicketkeeper standing up. First slip tends to go a little wider. What an over from Gooch that was. Got the wicket and could well have had another.
I think the slip's got to be a bit wide there. You look how far his left foot is outside the return crease. That's a genuine edge, and he can't even reach it diving full length to his left.
Different, and wickets tumbling, the bowling looking menacing, but all too late. And if the weather and conditions do allow the Pakistan bowlers loose on this pitch, I think we're in for a very lively last 2 or 3 hours of the day. Mushtaq gone for the big hit. This may well be out, and is good catch. And Gooch, 3rd wicket, the end of the over, and Pakistan now 505 for 9. In fact, that is the end of the Pakistan innings. It looks as though the declaration has come, and Javed Miandad has decided to try and see what inroads he can make into the England top batting.
And that certainly has given Pakistan and Javed Miandad the opportunity to go for early breakthroughs. 505 for 9. It's a great scorecard, dominated by Amir Sohail. Today, Javed Miandad very good with his 88. Moin Khan, the night watchman, 15. Salim Malik, 34. Inzamam, 26. But the main thing was when Javed would be able to declare. He made the point at 505. Bowling figures for England. Gooch was the most sensible bowler. Used the seam and swung the ball as well, 3 for 39, 18 overs and 2 maidens for him. The other 3 bowlers used today, Malcolm 3 for 117, Lewis 2 for 90, and Munton 1 for 112. And Munton bowled much better today than on the day when he made his debut. So the situation as England went out to bat and faced that target of 505, the follow-on figure, incidentally, 306. Amir Sohail 205 and Gooch 3 for 39, Lewis 2 for 90. So real problems there for the England batsmen. We join play now. The second ball of the first over. WASIM AKRAM is the bowler. Graham Gooch is taking strike, and no runs so far have been wiped off. 4 runs to the England captain. Having got rid of the left arm pace of WASIM AKRAM, the England batsmen now have to face the right arm speed of Waqar Younis. Beautiful shot. It's where Stewart left off his earlier innings in this series. Beautifully timed, and he was in great position as well.
Oh, could so easily have been dragged into the stumps. WASIM AKRAM sprinting into bowl now. Occasionally he just lopes in, but that was a great shot. And those are the first runs off the bat since England came out to resume their innings. We're in the 4th over, and only the single no ball before this shot, but this is Stewart again at his very best. Dropped him. Now, not a difficult catch, and WASIM AKRAM was down level with the batsman almost in anticipation, because that wasn't a sharp catch. It was an outside edge, the pace taken off it. It arrived low, and these should be taken. Oh, that's a very useful first delivery to get, but he's got 4 for it. That could have gone anywhere. And really, Stewart is getting quite a working over from both bowlers.
Well, this is why WASIM AKRAM wanted to get a ball or two at Alex Stewart. Just bounced a bit. This is what happens when you're facing a bowler for the first time. You're just not quite sure as an opening batsman how to play the ball, how much it's going to bounce.
Well, nothing's going right for WASIM AKRAM. Squared Stewart up, took the outside edge.
He is such a dangerous bowler around the wicket as well, and it's a different line. It's just something different for the batsman to contend with.
There it is. Inzamam has got it this time, and that is very well bowled. It's one of the rare occasions the ball has been up to bring the batsman into the forward stroke, to make him play off the front foot, and it has paid dividends.
Yes, that's right. What happens is the fast bowlers pepper you. They get you on the back foot so often that when they pitch it up like this, it's very difficult to transfer your weight so quickly. See, Alex Stewart never really gets that far forward. It is difficult. Beautiful catch, especially after having dropped one. You're quite nervous when you've shelled one out, but he caught this easily. See, Alex never really gets that left foot too far forward. It is difficult. Well, that is a neat catch.
Michael Atherton making his comeback to Test cricket. I can think of better times to do it. And MUNTON has taken the catch. Michael Atherton goes without scoring. WASIM AKRAM has 2 in the 1 over. That was neither back nor forward. And suddenly the Pakistan pace bowlers are finding their target.
WASIM AKRAM is rampant. He's bowled some beautiful deliveries, short balls, quick balls. This is a fairly goodish length delivery that just leaves Michael Atherton on the angle. That's the advantage of bowling left arm over. It's pitching on, slanting away. It's always going across him.
Robin Smith, the new batsman.
This is Aki of Javed. Just a little nudge, enough to send the ball racing away for 4 more runs. Dropped him. The second chance down off the edge of Graham Gooch's bat, Salim Malik. And that should have been caught.
Yes, no slip catches are really easy, but well, that's as comfortable as you'll probably get one. Nice height. Gooch trying to play a shot off the back foot and straight in, more or less waist high. Even had a second attempt, and the bowler's certainly not too pleased either.
Now, he wouldn't be at all happy with that, and nor would Javed Miandad, because 3 chances went down in that England total of 72 for 2. Gooch unbeaten on 39, Stewart out for 15, and Atherton without scoring, and Smith with Gooch on 5. 72 for 2. The bowling figures, WASIM AKRAM outstanding. A little bit astray in direction, but he came in with those 2 vital wickets. 2 for 33. Waqar Yunus 10.1 overs, 2 maidens, none for 30. And Aqib Javed, to add insult to injury, had 8 runs taken from that over where there was the drop chance. So after 3 days, just 2 days play, but 3 days in all, Pakistan 505 for 9 declared, England 72 for 2, and still 234 more runs to avoid the follow-on. 505 for 9 declared for Pakistan, England 72 for 2, and they require 2